Hey, what's up, everybody? Tonight I'm going to do an install of a new Pax Bellum ARID Algae Reactor. I'm going to let everybody kind of gather a little bit here before I start doing the install. Just be a couple of minutes. Coming to you live tonight. Thank you for joining us. Going to try to continue my series of live videos inside my fish tank room. And what you're looking at right here is a brand new Pax Bellum ARID Algae Reactor, a C30. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? And what I'm going to be doing is replacing my old N24, which is right here. So this is a ARID N24, and that's rated for systems of 120 to 250 gallons. My system is right at 250 gallons, and the C30 is rated for 250 gallons to 500 gallon systems. Just waiting for some more folks to gather here. Bear with me. I'll do my best to answer questions as I'm doing the install here. Maybe I'll have more time after it's all said and done. Alright, so as I was saying, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be swapping out my old N24 ARID Algae Reactor for a brand... Oop, hang on. Forgot to mute the sound on the old laptop I'm using to monitor this here. Anyway, so this is the ARID C30. And so the reason why I am installing a new ARID versus what I already have is, you know, this is the latest and the greatest in terms of the latest line that Tristan Wilson is built. The build quality, I don't know if you can really see it, is just outstanding, and the upgrade from the old ARID Algae reactors to the new is quite a significant difference, if you ask me. These things are essentially Kato reactors, so you would put Kato in there, and there's some seriously intense LED lights. I'm going to take the top off right here. That's a good look at the light tube on the C30. So these lights are actually tighter together on the C series versus the N series. So there's going to be more intense lighting for this ARID versus what I'm used to. So really, the way I like to utilize the ARID is it's good to be able to get phosphate levels down to a level where you can easily control them. And I think the easiest way to do that is to get them down to at or near zero, and then when you do that, to dose phosphates. And I think that's a much easier way to control nutrients, is to actually get to a 0 point and then be able to dose so you can more precisely control the phosphate being consumed by the tank. So there's a couple of there's one thing I wanted to point out with the new ARIDs is pretty cool, and that's that they have this internal liner. If you can see it right here, these actually come out. So the whole liner inside this chamber can come out and make it really easy to clean, which to me is awesome, because in the old ARIDs, this one right here does not have that removable liner for cleaning. And in fact, what these older models do have is this kind of a magnetic sleeve that comes on and off. And so really it was something that you know, helps reflect light back into the chamber so the Kato can grow. But with the so that's all with the older models, this kind of magnetic sleeve. All the newer models have these wraps so that the outside does not come off. There is a window though where you can actually see through, and the liner's in here right now, so you can't really see through to that window. Anyway, Rick, what am I using to dose phosphates? Well, I'll show you. Put this down. I'm using that C-Chem Flourish. Let's see if I have any. Yeah, that's what I'm using. It's a product made by C-Chem, the Flourish Phosphorus. So I dose this. I'm not currently dosing it because the N24 hasn't driven my phosphates down to the level where I could dose the phosphates. But I'm fairly certain when I get the C30 online that I will be able to zero out my phosphates and then start dosing. So I'm gonna get going. So basically what I'm gonna be doing here, the fittings on this N24 are a 3/4 inch, and they actually this came with 1/2 inch fittings, and so I was advised to put on the 3/4 inch fittings with the pump that I'm using, which is a Mag 5 pump, to help increase the flow. And the good thing about the C30 is that it comes with 3/4 inch fittings. So really what I'm only gonna just really have to do is take out the Kato in the old reactor and put it in the new reactor. So let me take the old reactor offline first. So I'm gonna shut down that pump, turn that off. Now I've also turned my skimmer off and my top off water off, so nothing will go kerflooey on me. Brian, why are my phosphates so high anyway? Well, my phosphates have been varying in the 0.05 to 0.07 range. So, you know, I don't consider that to be super high. I really want my phosphates to be in the 0.03 to 0.05 range. And recently, I did a lot of water changes, and they were all the way down to 0.01. And so, the really cool thing with the ARID is that you can adjust the light cycle. So I had the light going for 16 hours. So I just bumped it down to 15 hours, and the phosphates went up a little bit. So, you know, the great thing about the ARID, it's very easy to control the phosphates up or down by adjusting that light cycle. All right. So we've got the flow turned off to the ARID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of break the siphon. So this is that's the outlet tube for the ARID. So I'm just kind of breaking the siphon, go into the ARID. So that's going to allow me to open up the top. Unplug it. Go disconnect this. Just stick it over there for now. So now what I got to do is I got to empty it. Move this out of the way. Gotta unscrew this top. So these are thumb screws on the top of this N24, the older model, and on the newer C30, as you're gonna see, we're using like an Allen wrench to tighten that. So I believe they're titanium screws on the C30, and these are plastic screws. So again, as you can see, I got some pretty good chaeto growth. And this is pretty much after a week's worth of chaeto growth. It was maybe about halfway, filled up. So I've been really doing a good job with this in terms of growing chaeto. So we're gonna harvest that for the C30. Jordan, am I selling the N24? Yes, I am. Sorry about that. I just wanted to check the stream there. It looked like there was a little buffering going on. Yeah, no, Jordan, I am going to be selling that N24. So yeah, if you want to reach out to me about that, just you can get to me through the contact form on reefbum.com. All right, so we're going to just empty the water out of here. Get that out of the way. So now that this is empty, I'll just be able to disconnect the inlet tube. Just kind of stick that up here high and dry. And that's the old N24 right there. Out with the old and in with the new. That is a PVC construction right there. So we're going to get it into position. I'm going to put that inlet tube in the same spot. Hopefully I had it before. So now what I need to do is I need to rinse that chaeto, because what you should really do every week with the with an algae reactor is rinse that chaeto, because it's going to have a lot of biofilm on it. So let me get some water in this bucket. So I'm going to just take this light tube out so I don't get it wet. That's all good stuff right there. Alright. So you gotta really do a good job just kind of swishing around and make sure all that biofilm is off of it. As you can see, there's a lot of junk coming off. So I'm going to put the old light tube assembly off to the side and attach the chaeto to the new one. So the really cool thing here is that you could twist these discs around to tighten up the plastic cords here to hold, to better hold on to the chaeto. So just going to kind of stick it in here and move it around a little. Try to get it evenly spread. You know, that's pretty pretty well in there. Do the same for this one. Like I said, you could kind of move these around and tighten it up a little bit, but I don't really think it needs it that much. It's in there pretty good. Looks pretty good to me. Wipe my hands off. All right. So now I'm going to just drop this into the chamber. And of course I want my outlet tube to be pointing to my sump. So now I'm going to tighten up those screws. Now you don't want to over tighten these things, but make sure they're snug. Just going to go around one more time. Now, like I said, I got 3/4 inch tubing and fittings that were coming out of the N24. So these should fit right on to the C30. All right. So that's the outlet tube. This is the inlet. All right. So that should be all connected up. And I've already put the power source. There's a separate power source for the C30 versus N24. So I'm just going to make sure that that's hooked up. I don't want to be hooking in the N24 power source to the C30. Lights won't go on until later on tonight anyway. So that's connected up. Unattach the plug for the N24 and plug in the C30. Okay. I think I'm ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to need to add some water, I know that. But I'm going to fire it up and then we'll see where we're at in terms of the water level. And we'll keep the fingers crossed we won't have any leaks. Let's see what we got. There's the pump. Now, as I mentioned, this is the same pump that I used for the N24. I wanted to get more flow on the N24. So we widened the tubing from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inches. And a Mag 5 pump should be fine for the C30. It basically requires a pump of 500 gallons per hour, and that's what the Mag 5 is rated for. And there it goes. Looking pretty good. We have flow. What I can do is I could just turn that light on so maybe we could see a little bit better here. I don't have enough reach. I've got the light plugged into my Apex, so it's on a timer, but let's just turn her on and see what we got. So that's a look inside there. Everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Looks like we got some good flow going through there. Got a lot of light. And we're going to let it do its thing. So anybody have any other questions? I might have missed some questions at the beginning. Let's see here. Yeah, looking good. All right, so now I'm going to add some water right here, because right now I'm about an inch below. I got this piece of tape right here in my sump. I don't know if you guys could see it, but right now the water line is about an inch below where it should be, and that's because the chamber in the C30 is a little bit bigger than the N24. So I'm going to add some water, and I've got a nice automatic water change system set up right here. So that's the outlet valve I'm going to open up. So all I have to do right now is switch these two valves, and that's going to start pumping water into the sump. So let me go ahead and do that. There we go. So once we get that topped off, I'll turn my skimmer back on and the water change, or the water top off back on. All right, I think that's good. Make sure that's off. I don't see any leaks. I'm going to put the light back onto the Apex. So I think that's going to turn on tonight at about 10 o'clock. And I run the light right now for 15 hours. Anybody else have any questions? If you want more information on the Pax Bellum ARIDs, there's a link in the upper right-hand corner that you can click on the video, or you could just check out the video description below. There's a link where you can click on through to my website to find out more information on these Pax Bellum ARID Algae reactors. I have been using that N24 for almost a year and a half, and I really love using that because I just had a love-hate relationship with GFO. You know, whenever I used too much GFO, I could always notice it. My corals were not happy. They would start getting light in color, and it would happen every now and then. That has not happened with the ARID, even though I've sometimes had my phosphates down to near 0 with the ARID. You know, it's something that doesn't seem to be happen. It doesn't happen as quickly as I've experienced with GFO. Where GFO, you put too much GFO in, you can go drop to 0 nitrates in a hurry, and that's not a good thing when you're keeping SPS. Anyway, that's gonna be it for my live stream. I think my battery is getting low on my GoPro. I didn't charge it up all the way. Anyway, certainly if you guys have any more questions, just leave them in the comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and also if you would, hit that subscribe button to be alerted to new videos coming up. Thanks a lot, folks. Adios.